Our students, Brian Proctor, the art teacher, back again with another video. And this is an idea that I had just maybe like 10 or 15 minutes ago. And I kind of quickly worked with it to see if it'll work. And I said, okay, this might work. So let me throw this video up on it while it's fresh in my idea, because I get lazy and then I'll forget, and yeah, the fire will die down. And so anyway, this is for you guys who are, number one, want to be animators. Number two, are struggling with the anatomy. And number three, those of you that don't have enough time to continue to just draw multiple pictures. So I think this is going to help everybody, especially you want to be animators, or you would be animators, will be animators, and those of you who are having trouble drawing the body. So what this is going to do is help you with all three of those, as I said. So let me, before I start rambling, this is an old sketch pad. It just fell apart today and I had to put a little tape on it. So this is what you're going to need. You're going to need a sketch pad, a tracing paper. Slow down. See right here, tracing paper. Your red and blue pencil and ink pen, a thing. So what we're going to do here is draw. First, we're going to open it up, and you're going to start from the back, not the front. We're going to start from the very back, because you're going to close the papers. And I was looking up flip boards. I think that's what they call it for animators, but none of them were like this. I guess this is why the fresh idea. The clipboard, the flip boards are all solid paper. And I was looking at this drawing here, and it dawned on me to try this. So what we're going to do, the first thing you need to do is you want to draw your body, your figure, just up and straight up and down, arms to the side, legs to the side, front. And this is the 360 book again. Always use reference if you can. And these are the shapes that we're going to use to draw the body. And the body is just shapes. If you break down anything into its basic shape, it's easy to draw, especially when you have mastered the shapes. So we're going to use these shapes, not in detail as it, but we're going to use that so we can move the body. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw the body, and we're going to start moving it slowly so that you can see how the body moves. You'll get that practice into drawing. You will also get into foreshortening and so forth and so on. So the first one you want to draw just doesn't make a difference, because we're going to ink the first one, the first drawing. So, and it doesn't have to be detailed. Draw it light, because you want to erase the blue anyway. Now, you don't have to draw it this big. You can draw small figures. That way you can get multiple on your drawing on your tracing paper. Wow, there's one there. I should have, anyway. So that you don't have to waste so much paper, but you're not wasting it. You are learning. So we're just doing the body, and I'm using the shapes. I'm not gonna find that page again that I just showed you. I should have numbered my pages, but that's okay. We're just using those shapes. This is why my things are so long. My videos get so long. Yeah, these are the shapes. We're going to use these shapes. That way we'll keep track of how we move. So this, we're going to have your tuna can down here. And I say it doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it there. Try to keep it on the paper. Upside down house. The head and neck is too small. Is this part of the thigh, which is just an oval, circle, and then you can do your cone. Circle for the knee, and cone, and triangle, half triangle for the foot. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, it should be as best as proportionate as you can get it. So this collarbone, delt. I'm gonna bring these legs back together. I wasn't thinking. I was just in do mode. Circle, oval, and cone. Circle, oval, and my cone. And your wrist ends right here at your crotch if your hands are down. And then we'll just chop it off, and then we'll just put a little box for hands, exactly. So then I'll do a half a triangle here. This is a half a triangle there for my shoulders, my neck, and bring my, if I did a triangle like this, like that, I'll chop off this And this is where my head is going to go. My chin is going to go right there, and this is my neck coming down there. So can I draw on this? So as I say, my chin is going to go down there, and this is where my head is going to go. My neck comes to the center line as a point, and here's my neck, shoulders. Okay, so let me close these legs, because what we're going to do is start with your basic. I'm just standing kind of at attention, and we're going to move him slowly. Now, tracing pad is, I believe, is going to be cheaper, the cheapest of all pads, all forms of paper. So center line here. So we want to do this, and this. These are just ovals coming straight from there. My circle for my knee, circle for my knee, and we're going to come out like that. Almost like drawing a kite. I should have spare paper here. Drawing a large diamond. And I have a book that I have been working on, how to draw female characters, how to draw women. So this is basically what you're doing is this little diamond thing right here for the bottom legs. This is going to be a calf, and you're going to come out like this, especially when they're together. Half a triangle, and then your knee would be right here, and then your thighs would be right there. And that's how you draw somebody with their legs together. So simple. I'm gonna keep that, I might need that. Okay, so again, straight down, half a triangle, like that. Now, you have your person, so let's ink this. And I'm moving fast because I'm trying to get a short video. I'm going to use a fatter pen if I had one, and it works. Okay, let's deal with this. So I'm going to keep these guidelines because these guidelines are going to be important. To our motion. As I say, it doesn't have to be perfect because this is basically practice to get us going. Straight down, oval, oval, circle for the knee, come out and in, come out and in. Half a triangle here, half a triangle there to make that whole triangle. All right, so there's your character. If it's really, really dark, you want to get rid of that. Oh, keep that center line. Keep that center line. Most important, most important. Now, if you want to take it through the head, you can. You don't have to, just for the sake of argument. So now we have our character to start out to work with. This is why we're going from the back forward. Take a piece, flip it over. You don't have to have a light table because a lot of these flip things, you have to have a light table and so forth to go with. Now, I'm not going to move it too much, but you can move it as much as you want as far as posing. So let's go back with this. Let's go back with this. We're going to keep them straight for a minute. We're going to redo. We're just tracing. The more, and drawing is just muscle memory. That's all it is. It's just your muscles remember how to draw something or write something, and it's simple. So this gives you that practice on doing that. So we're going to go back with the tuna can, which is the waist. Your upside down house with your hips. So right here, what we're going to do is we're going to start to spread the legs apart. He's going to have like a battle stance, and we're going to spread the legs apart. And you don't want to really take your paper out. You don't want to tear your paper out. You want to keep it in your book. And as I said before, if you don't want to just do one position, you can do multiple positions all throughout your paper. That way, when you flip your next sheets, you can move your multiple positions as well. But for this one, we're going to do this single position. So My center line is here, so what I want to do is I'm going to bring that out just a little bit. So this is going to come out more too. So remember, this is just an oval. Don't get caught up in, oh, it's got to be this, or it has to be that, or it has to be this. Just so perfect, because it doesn't have to be. And then you're staying with your proportions as well. It helps you with your proportions as well, should we say. So this, I'm going to bring this arm out a little bit. So this delt is still going to be here. I'm going to bring this arm out. And this one, I'm just going to bring it out a little bit more too. He's going to bring it up. He's going to bring these arms up. So let's sit right here. So here's my delt. It's going to stay the same place. I'll bring it out. I'll bring this one out too. And then, well, if he turns his hands, the fists are going to turn as well, but we won't do that yet. So let's do, I was going to turn the face, but I'm not going to turn the face. I had a different position in mind, but I was a little bit too hard, shall we say, for the first drawing. And then there's my center line again. Now, this is why I said, I'll just use the back of this. This is why I said you need an extra piece of paper. So then once you finish that drawing, put that white piece of paper under there, and that's what you have. So you have from that to that. Now let's just say this. Let's just put this there because we don't want to see that other picture. We want to work with this picture. Now, two things you can do. First thing you want to do is whatever you missed earlier, you want to fix that. So if my shoulders go here, my neck goes here, and my shoulders go there. So that helps when you look at the drawing, you'll say, okay, something's wrong, what's going on? And in this case, it was, I didn't have my neck and my shoulders correct. Now, I'm gonna throw the chest in there too, because that's another landmark, which I should have done. So where's the chest at? I'm just gonna go right there. Close enough. Now, as I said, you can ink this or you can leave it in blue. Cover the first one. Bring your next piece of paper down. You can still see that. So what we're gonna do is we're going to use red. We're gonna move that a little bit more. I'm gonna start moving a little bit more, and that's the difference between some animations, a good animation and a quick, I'm not gonna say bad animation, but if the arm is here, and in the next frame the arm is here, and the next frame is the arm is here, and the next frame the arm is here, those make really, really good animations, especially for fight scenes. But some of them, they do, the arm is here, and then the arm is here, and then the arm is way over here, you know, in 3 takes, because I don't know how many hundreds of drawings it says it takes for like 30 seconds. I don't know if it's like 300 or 500. It's a lot of drawings just for like, no, for 3 seconds of motion. I think it was not 30 seconds, 3 seconds of motion, maybe like 500 drawings for 1001, 1002, 1003 seconds of motion. So if I take my hand, it's like 1001, 1002, 1003. Can you imagine how many different frames it would take to do that? So it's like I say, some animations will take the time to move each one, and some animations just from here to here to here. So, because time is important for animation, time is important for anything. All right, so we have this. So let's I was going to leave him straight up, but I'm going to bend him down. So I'm going to take this, since he's going to bend down. Of course, this is going to drop some here. Let's drop this. And let's keep the waist here. And this is the most important. These 3 shapes are the most important pieces. So since he's dropped, this is going to come more into a V. And then you have your delts. Like that. Center line still stays the same. So your neck is always going to, tip of your neck is always going to be here. So what I do is I do this V up to here, and then I bring my neck up. The V doesn't have to be that wide. Let's say about like that. And then I put his neck, the next one I bring his head down a little bit more. Okay, so we have that. And let's just put his shoulders up here since I'm seeing this. So I'm going to bring this arm out just a little bit more. Now, if I brought him back, it would be shorter. As long as it's down to his side, all the thing it's going to do is just slope up like this. So his arm's just going to be like that. If I bring it to the side, no, you can't see that. Let me make it a little darker. If his arms came out to the side, it would just be like making a circle. So they would fall, this bicep would fall right here every time. Now, if he went back in that direction, this would get shorter. This would get shorter. That's all it would do. It just get shorter and shorter and shorter to show that the arm is going back. Let's just say I'm gonna bring my arm forward, but you see all this? If I brought it forward, it just shortens out, shortens out, shortens out, shortens out till you really can't see any of this. So that's the difference between going out to the side and forward or backwards. So I'm going to bring this arm up, but this arm is still going to go out to the side. So we're going to go here, and we're going to take this one out a little bit more. And as long as you have your back picture, your lines, your size, your proportion should kind of stay the same. So this one is going to be a big jump. So I want to foreshorten this. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it. I don't really want to jump, but I'm going to have to. So this is going to be my forearms. I don't know if I mentioned it. You can ink this blue. You can ink the blue. For the sake of time, I'm not inking it. Every time you finish one, you can ink it. That way, when you flip your paper over, you can see more clearer your first starting point. So, and I will definitely want to move his legs out a little bit more. So what I'm doing, you have your room for your junk right here. So you just want to move your legs out a little bit more. And remember, as I say, the more it's just a circle. So if his leg was out like he's doing a side kick or something, it's just going to be on that circle. It's going to just rotate and be on that circle. You don't want extra lines on this paper because when you flip your next sheet down, you don't want to get distracted, which is why I say you can ink every step of the way. You can go ahead and ink it. Yeah, let's just go ahead. So in your mind, you should be seeing how something moves. Like another example, bad example, use my hands for example. If I'm going to bring my fingers out, my thumb would have to release, my other fingers would come up, and you see how this jumped up a little bit, this had to come up a little bit. And it's little things like that animators look at or have to know when they draw. So here's my knee again, and here's this. And then here's that. Now, if this guy's really on the ground, if he's to stay on the ground, which his leg is really, really long, this whole thing would come down. If you stand straight, if you're standing straight and you spread your legs out, your whole body would kind of come down a little bit more. Little things that you have to notice, to know. But since I didn't plan for that yet, I'll just fake it. He's just gonna have a little longer legs, that's all. Okay, and then I'll just do this for that. Okay, my chest, since he's leaning down a little bit, let's bring that head down a little bit more. The chest is gonna come down too, because he's starting to lean. And I'm gonna bring this head down. This head is down compared to that one. Next one is gonna be more motion. We'll start to bring him down. His legs are still straight. We'll bend his legs. So take this paper. I'm guessing you're gonna need more white paper than that. Because if I remove this other piece, then you'll see through it. So you have that from that, your flip thing from that. So you can ink this, or you can go with your other color. And we're gonna go switch back from blue and red, blue and red, blue and red, to make it simple. And I will bring him down a little bit more. So he's gonna, his torso is gonna start leaning forward. And of course, when you're looking at this, if this is like the torso shape, it's going to shrink as well. The same with the arm, it's not gonna be as long, it's gonna turn more into that oval shape, more of a flatter oval shape. So I'm gonna bring this in like that, keeping my center line. And you can twist the center line. If I was doing my shoulders can tilt, but start out with something simple first. So now I want to bring that head down. So you can see his head from here to here, how it drops down, how his shoulders drop down. Now, of course, under that neck, this V, that first V is going to be right there under his neck. Or the collarbone, which turns into a V. So remember, your delts are, keep your delts the same size. Your delts are right up under new paper. Right up under your collarbone. And I always have scrap paper waiting for me to draw with, but I don't know why I didn't today, because I decided to just throw this video out. So again, here's your torso, here's your collarbone, like this. These two balls are like right under this line. So you have this line, it's like a weight scale, like that. So when you lean forward, these are going to turn into a V. It won't be straight across like that. It'll start to be V, but they will always, always, always be hanging from this little line here. So no matter how much you lean forward, your delts are going to be like this. But the more you lean forward, the more they go to the back. So this will turn out to be like in the middle of that ball. And then my chest is like this, and my head is like this. And I'm looking at you like happy, because maybe you're gonna spank me or something. I bent over. Yeah, whatever. So it's gonna be more like that. Now, got this. So now I'm gonna pull this arm back. Remember, pulling this arm back is just gonna make it shorter than this. I'm going to lean it out more, and I'm just going to make it a little shorter, like that. And then I'm going to lift this up, so this is going to be not as long. So let's just say about right here. And this is going to be where I cut it off at. And this is where I cut it off at. So you can definitely see the difference between the two if your eyes can focus. And then let's give some shoulders right here. If your eyes can focus through the paper, you see the difference between the two. That's why if the back one was black and this one was blue, then you can see a lot clearer. And then this fist is going to be up here again. Here's my thumb. And just a quick fist, just a square, and put your thumb on the end like that, and then your fingers like that, and quick. All right, so, wow, this should have dropped down a little bit more because of my legs. Still have to be on that line. Should have squatted down a little bit more, but you're knowing the steps. So because this is moving in front of the tuna can, your waist, you're not going to see it square like you did before. See, so this is square, straight like this. So once he starts to lean forward, it's going to go right into that. Some of that, your stomach is going to go cover that up, so you won't see as much of that. It won't be square like that. 25 minutes. It's just impossible for Brian to do a 10-minute video. I don't know the secret yet. Okay, so here, again, we have this, and then we're going to bring the legs out a little bit more. And of course, again, as I said, this part would come down. The legs was going to stay on the ground. But this guy's going to be a little higher because I should have worked from top to bottom. I'm not going to talk about that. Let's just continue to do this. Like that. Now you see the difference between the two. And where's that chest? The chest, this is round. Remember, this thing is round. This is a ball. This is round. So the chest is going to be around here. It may dip in up here and come in, but it's going to be round. And because it's lowered, it's going to, the line for the chest, which is in red, is going to drop down here. All right, let's do just a couple quick more, just so I can get him in a harder position. I'm going to drop the whole thing down. He's going to start to squat. The knee is going to bend. So I'll try to do 2 more, and then the arms are going to come up more. All right, another piece of paper. So I was wrong. So you're going to need some copy paper as well. So the difference between that and that, that and that, and as I say, it gives you that muscle memory of drawing. It actually helps you to kind of understand how the body's going to go. It helps you keep in proportion, and yeah, it works. So I'm going to have a bigger jump from this to that, from this one to that one. And as I said again, you can also draw small pictures. That way you say, oh, I can't waste all that kind of paper, because tracing paper to me is expensive. So you just draw multiple small figures and then you move them slightly, or you can just do the torso and the shoulders. You don't have to do the whole body. So back to my red. And I'm going to make sure his feet are going to be on the ground this time, hopefully. And I'm going to squat him down. So I'm going to drop this down even more, a lot more. You won't see too much of the waist, just a little bit. Bring this out and not try to use a lot of circles, a lot of lines. This is coming down too because he is squatting more. Get that center line again. Next one you do, just try to do one with a twist. Try to twist the center line and you'll see how much stuff moves. And again, his legs are not going to be on that line. So anyway, his leg is going out. Remember, it's a circle kind of thing. Circle kind of thing, Brian. So I'm drawing fast now because I'm using a lot of lines instead of drawing slow to show you guys what's going on. Keep these legs. They need to be the same length. My knee. When you bend your legs, your knees go outward. Same line. And then you're going to come down. Do I want to bring it down or do I want to just make it go out more? Let's just make it go out more. Like that. So here's my head. Okay, well, where's my center line? This is going to be my collarbone here, which my delta right here. And because you're leaning forward, you're starting to see the back of the delt. So it's going to be more in line like that. This arm here is going to be even shorter because it dropped down. This should still be pretty much in the same line. Your delts, because you're just dropping straight down. You're not twisting any. So this arm is going to be even shorter. Going to the back. It's just a short oval. That's all it is. It's just an oval. If I continue it, it's just one oval. So it's just a piece of an oval. And then this is going to come up more. This is going to come up. So that's going to be shorter as well. Wait, okay, so I took it out and brought it back. Yeah, you can do that. Because if I take it, I can, I don't want to have it out and up. So he came and then he brought it in like that. Things that you look at when you're drawing. And then just say, if I do my cylinder round and then to the point like this. I used to show you to do like this and then have the opening like that, but it's easy to just do the cylinder, the point, and then you can cut it all off open wherever you want to put your fists, your hand fists. And again, here's my thumb, here's my thumb, here's my fingers. And when you do your fists, eventually you're going to see this part. When you move your hand, so this is that square I'm talking about. This is the thumb right here. Now, when you start to move the fist, you're going to see this, some of this part. So what I do, I'm going to mess up if I do it in blue. I still have my square like this, but then I do this. Give me my scrap paper. Here's my fist right here, and here's my thumb. Now, when I need to, I just draw a line here. Here's these, and then here's these fingers here that come into there like that. I know that's a really crappy, but you hopefully you'll kind of get it. And that way you're starting to see the other parts of the fingers. So if I did this, I would draw this line across here. This is my front, and then the fingers would go toward the back. All right, so this is that. Of course, the base of the neck is going to be right here, but since his head is coming down, I'm going to put his head right here. And his shoulders are going to be high up on his head, like that. So what's left is just the feet, triangle. And then, of course, again, the chest is round. It's round. It's going to dip in here, depending on how muscular the character is. And then I can make these arms a little wider. But anytime you take something back, it depends on how far back it goes. If this was a pole, right here, if this pole was falling and it's going back, this would not be the same width. It's going to go back like that. But it has to go way back before it kind of gets, you know, just so pencil thin. Yeah. So the arms are going to get just a little, just come in just a little bit, because they're not that long to go that far back. So we have this picture there, and these legs could be a little shorter, So that's just something I have to remember to do. So these legs should be more like this, to be honest. But he has to stay on the ground, and that's one thing you have to do. So it's kind of hard to draw from the bottom up. You just have to remember to drop this down enough to where your legs can be on that ground. If you're doing like animation, you can't have one picture he's on the ground, next picture he's up in the air. But these are, no, I'm not gonna say really kind of long. They're kind of almost just right, almost. Maybe a few millimeters, it could be a little shorter. All right, so let me do one more, and I'm gonna squat him down more and open up. I'm gonna squat him down, open his legs up more, and maybe lift the elbows up on the arms. So another piece. And so I've drawn, what, 4 pictures already? So if I'm, working on one picture, it takes all day to do one picture, but now you're doing multiple pictures, and you're just using the shapes that I showed you in the book that make up the body. All right, so we're gonna squat him down. I'm gonna try to keep his legs on the ground this time. Let's see if I can do that. So basically, I think what that is gonna be the coming down, the hips, waist, hips, coming down, dropping down. So I'm just gonna squat him down a little bit more, so his shoulders are gonna come down. Oh, I'm supposed to use blue. Thank you for calling out. I heard you. I'm gonna use blue. We're gonna drop those shoulders down a little bit more. This should drop down more too. We're gonna drop those shoulders down a lot more. He's gonna squat. He is going to squat. So let's go way down here. Not too far down, but when you drop your legs, everything else is gonna drop as well. And this is, like I say, the animation that starts from here and then it's here, instead of starting here, 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 here. But it's about drawing practice and seeing what goes where and how your mistakes are. So again, we have this torso. Don't use so many lines. We have the waist, aka the tuna can, as I call it. We're going to have the hips of the upside down house because he's really squatting now. We're going to have the legs come out more. Oval, oval, and it should put his feet up on the ground. Remember, if one is too high, you gotta get that measurement right. Then the knee, and then we're going to do this. Well, you can just do the cone as well for that. I just flare it out because it's just a habit. And then my foot is here. Knee, keep it on that line. Here, and then my foot is going to be here. So let's put that head down. His head is going to not go, oh, head's not going to continue to go down. You know, that neck can only go so far down, or that chin can only go so far down on that body. There, and then this, of course, remember what we said, this is going to be in the center now. This is definitely going to be in the center now. And I'll grab my big guy and I'll show you what I was saying. So what did I say? I said I'm going to flare the arms out again, flare the arms out more. Still going to be backwards, so they're going to be short. As I said, it's going to be short. The shorter that piece, the more he's got it, arms in the back. Do you know what you're saying, Brian? I think I do. I think I do. So, and then this is going to come, let's just do this. Let's just bring this up. Since it was this way, I'm going to have it come up some. So here is my triangle cone, because it's round. Triangle's not round. So I'm going to make this a little larger. And then I'm going to cut it right here and cut it right here. So this is going to be the circle where the fist is at. Fist, like that. Yeah, center line again. Chest is going to come, you know, the chest. You have your delt, bottom of your delt, your chest comes off of that. So wherever that delt is, you're going to have the top of it is going to be the collarbone, and the bottom of it is going to be your chest. And like I say, I like to use this as a football, or think about the football pad. Sometimes, depending on the angle, I'll draw it as one piece like that. It just sucks in, and then your arms come off of it like that. So 49 minutes. Let's see if I can get about 4 more minutes on here. And then, of course, as I say, the bottom of your delt, your chest comes down, and in here, comes back out, and in there. So, as I say, I just kind of like use it as one piece. And there's my delt here. Goes into my back. Here's that. Here's my shoulders are going to be high up again. And then here's my head. So if I take this and I put it under here, you see the difference between that and that. He stooped down a little bit, spread his legs out a little bit more, and this is what you would have. You wouldn't see any lats. If you saw the stomach, it would be like this, then this. So after you finish each one, you can actually go ahead and add your detail if you choose to. I make this arm a little wider, a little fatter, because this, you can't see, this part drops down, you know, when your arm is down like that. And here's my thumb again. Here is this part. The thumb should be more like this. The curve to it, so put the curve. Thumb, come on, Brian, get that right. Curve, and then like that. So he's got his arms reared back. Here's the chest, here's the delt. Chest is going to be like this. You won't, like I said, you won't really see. You will see a little delt, a little lat, but it won't be, you know, so much. All right, so give him a little more waist, a little more arm here and here, and I could have kept the center line and just put the eyes and the eye lines and so forth in the face, but I didn't. But I just wanted you guys to be able to get the body right for you would-be animators like that. So let's remove all of this, and see, once you get this down, then you have to do your flip book. purchase your money to get your flip book. So how many drawings have I done? It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've drawn this 5 times. Or is it 6? 5 times. Is it, no, 6 times. 6 times. And then you can really tell the difference between the two. So if I inked all of these, then you would really be able to see, you know, the difference from, you know, what we did by just moving it out just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and a little bit more. So that is a great way. That's actually how you start to do animation, because you need to know how the body moves and tweaks just a little bit. Let me get my big guy real quick to prove what I was saying about the shoulders. For those of you that are new, and pads are not really expensive, this is the big guy here, and these are the shoulder blades. Now for those of you that are new, I marked where the muscles go, so whenever I draw them, you can kind of like follow along with where the muscles are. But right now we're doing the collarbone. See this collarbone right here, which is straight. Now as I bend them over, that collarbone starts to do a shallow V. So the more that I do it, it takes this V. Now what I'm saying about the delt sits right on top of it and just hangs down. The more he bends over, that little collarbone piece comes right here in the middle, and you see more of the back. So if you're looking down on it, you see how far that collarbone, you see how far the delt stops right here. The delt goes all the way around into his back, and a better angle for you guys. It's a lot of muscle, and it's really not light. But anyway, trust me on that one. When your character bends over, that collarbone comes right to the center almost of this delt. So it's going to be like that. So if I ink this, here's your collarbone here. This is almost the center of your delt. Your delt goes all the way around like that. Same thing on the other side. Delt goes all the way around like that. All right, so that's going to be it for this quick, not really quick, but this informational piece of video drawing tutorialness, so that you guys can know how to start. It doesn't make a difference what kind of tracing paper you get. Start from the back and work your way forward. And again, as I said, I could do multiple little pieces here. As long as you have your basic pieces, like, you know, the torso, your waist, your hips, each one is just a shape. And you have them lined up, or you have them drawn out each time, and it's easier to move. And then, like, the first one could have been here. Second one, you can move, shift your collarbone over, you shift your center line over, you can tilt your collarbone. Next one, you can tilt your collarbone more to where the arm is going up in the air, like that. So I encourage you guys to do this. If you can get a tracing pad, tracing tablet, tracing pad, and then draw some kind of position. Even if you have a position already, take a position out of my book. This is what got me started. Take a position, pre-drawn, or trace somebody's drawing, and then use that as your start template. And then your next one could be the arm here, arm here. This delt could be here. It could start going out a little bit more, down like that. And you start seeing how to move the body. It's really simple. I encourage you to get the book. I got a lot of positions in the book. I believe this one's in that book too. So you can actually copy one, or just put your tracing paper over top of it. Keep the tracing paper in your book if you can. Don't tear it out, because you want them to fit on top of each other. You know, say like this position right here, you can bring the arm up, or bring the arm in, or bring the leg down, whatever. So yeah, 360, action pose 360. That's going to be it, because I will ramble a lot, because I'm the rambling man. And then there's just so much you can do. And you're getting your drawing time in. As I said, you're getting your drawing time in, and you're learning to draw, muscle memory. That's it. I'm rambling. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm still on my shading tutorial. I just thought about this real quick. Take this guy out because he doesn't belong. And I will see you guys in the next video. Go back to my starting position. Yeah. All right. Subscribe if you're enjoying this. Hit your notification bell so that you'll know whenever I put up video up. If everything goes right in my life, every Sunday and Thursday, I'll give those big guys the weekdays, weekends, whatever. And then I'll see you next time, next video. All right. If you're not having fun doing it, it's not fun to do. It's going to be a t-shirt one day. All right, I'm out. Later.